Okay, well, let's get more now on the unrest taking place across the UK and the protests and counter-protests being held this evening. Our correspondent Mollie Malone is in Crawley in West Sussex this evening. And Mollie, tell us about the situation there tonight.
Yeah, so where we are is actually outside a Holiday Inn hotel thought to be holding home to asylum seekers. And if we just pan the camera around now, I can show you what looks to be people waving out the window, and various people here who would call themselves, I think, anti-racism protesters. The majority of people that are here today are 300 or 400 of them or so are waving hands in what looks to be, you can hear them cheering now in support. You might be able to catch on the camera to the right in the top window there is someone waving outside of the hotel. So the majority of people here would say they are anti-racism protesters. The placards that are being held, the chants that are being heard are refugees are welcome here and stop the far right. Now, in terms of what they've been met by over the last hour or so, there's been 3 or 4 other counter-protesters to the majority of the protesters here, if you like. One man at one point we saw draped in a Union Jack, and the majority of people here were shouting at them, saying, "Stop the Nazis, get them off our streets." But I have to say there are only 3, maximum 4 of those kind of counter-protesters to the majority that were here at one point. 2 of them at one point were led away by police. A fairly significant policing presence here. I spotted 5 or 6 police vans. It's very much under control at the moment, and I think the police would like to think that that will be the situation across the country, at least today, going into the weekend. They've said in a briefing to reporters this afternoon they feel much more comfortable about the situation going into this weekend, even if they're not complacent. They feel that they have a grip of what's going on and have had some time really to develop a proper kind of national response to what's been going on. And they've also really pointed to the fact that they're hopeful that kind of rallying of communities like this one here. I've spoken to people. Some people have come from London, about an hour and a half away from where I am. Others have come from Eastbourne, about an hour away. They're hopeful that these types of communities are successful in really rallying against the kind of violence and disorder that we've seen over the last week or so. So very much peaceful here. The sun obviously helps, people in fairly good spirits, but yeah, the people here right now seem pretty peaceful, and you can see to my right, refugees are welcome here, stop the far right.